in 2022 in Eugene and Olympic finalist too. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Marie-Josée Talou and Dina Smith. First of all, Marie-Josée, welcome back in Paris. You competed for a Parisian club in the past, the Stade Français.
Yes.
So you come back to Paris in this amazing stadium. It will be full tomorrow. I guess you're excited about the competition tomorrow.
Yeah, really excited to always run in Paris because, as I always say, Paris was my first Diamond League in 2015. It was here. And then it's like family because I was in the Stade Français. I think next year I will come back in the Stade Français again. So it's like family is like home here. So it's always a good time here. So yeah, I'm happy.
It will be a good news for the inter clubs for Stade Français. You won in Florence and also in Chorzów. You have a lot of confidence because you won on the 100 meters. Tomorrow it will be the 200 meters. What will be your expectations?
Well, I just want to enjoy the day of the competition. As I say, I just take one competition at a time, and I just take it like a training to not be really stressed. And with all the ladies who will be running with me tomorrow, I know it will be fast because 200 is really a good race for them. So yeah, I hope to follow them and go a great time tomorrow and just enjoy. Yeah.
Dina, welcome back in Paris. You competed here. Bonjour. Welcome back because you competed here in 2021, if I remember it. What do you remember about Paris? Do you like this city?
Yeah, I love Paris. I spend hi everybody, nice to see all of you. But I spend a lot of time in Paris. I have a lot of friends here. Lots of my favourite restaurants ever are in Paris. So any opportunity to kind of come to the city and enjoy it, I will jump at. And to run here is going to be absolutely amazing with 1 year to go until the Parisian Olympics as well. It's just an amazing opportunity. And I know it's controversial, but it's an hour from London, Paris, so it's kind of like it's almost like a home Olympics. So I mean, I know that's a big quote to say, and I said it, so it's gone into the internet now, but yeah, I good vibes for next year, good vibes for tomorrow.
Yeah, because talking about the Olympics, you say to World Athletics and Diamond League, you wanted to be a professional athlete when you saw Athens Olympics in 2004. What do you remember about London Olympics in 2012?
London Olympics was absolutely it was absolutely amazing. Funnily enough, I was sitting at breakfast this morning with some of the Jamaican athletes, and we were talking about when the Queen and James Bond jumped out of the helicopter. So I pulled up that video on YouTube. There are so many amazing Olympic memories, and especially from London. I'm completely biased because it was a true home Olympics, and I think it's something that Britain is really proud of, to have staged such an amazing event. But I'm sure that you guys will do brilliantly next year as well.
Talking about your season, you had some cramps a few days ago in France. So how do you feel now physically?
No, I'm good. I got just my calf started to cramp just when I was doing blocks the end of my warm-up. I was like, no. And so before it got bad, I pulled out the race, gave it a shot right there, and Marie was like, what are you doing, sitting at the side? I was like, no, not doing it, can't do it today. But which is frustrating, but it's also it's early June. I wasn't going to go and kind of push myself especially on something like a cramp, where it can quickly be something that's not too fun. It can go from something completely harmless that you just need to sleep and you're absolutely fine, to something that could be a bigger problem. So I just thought it's wiser to get ready for Paris, get ready for, I don't know if I've been announced the rest of my races, but the rest of my races, and move on to the next one, because I feel good and there's no need to rush things.
And tomorrow you're ready, you're completely ready.
Yeah, I'm really excited. I love running 200s. It's definitely my baby, and I'm really excited to put together a great race on this amazing track. So.
Yeah, good luck to Marie-Josée too. Do you have some question for Dina or Marie-Josée? Marc.
Sans micro? J'en ai un également. Enfin, mais de toute manière, je parle fort. Question.
On va dire que si vous avez regardé mes derniers cours cette année, il y a eu beaucoup de choses qui ont changé techniquement. Donc, on travaille plus sur la technique, sur le fait que je dois rester relax aussi parce que la majorité de mes courses dans le temps, j'étais vraiment crispée à chaque course. Donc, on travaille beaucoup plus sur la technique, sur comment rester relax et aussi on essaie de travailler le départ aussi parce que c'est pas mon point fort. Et voilà, avoir aussi un peu d'endurance. Donc, voilà.
So the question was about the work with John Smith, the coach of Marie-Josée Talou, and we could see some changement about the technique, and to stay relaxed during the race and work about the starts and also the endurance. Do you have other questions?
Actually, I have two questions.
Oh, I was going to say, firstly, I understood what she said. I was like, she's moved to John Smith. In the last question, I was so proud of myself for my French, sorry. She said she learned how to relax. Yeah. I was like, yeah, okay. Anyway, sorry. Bend running, I love it. I think it's so exciting. For me, I think you've just got to kind of be fearless and go for it and really physically bend into it with your body and just attack it. I think that's the way to do it. But do I think there's a special technique? I think you do have to work on it, but sometimes I think people do overthink it and then they overcomplicate it and then it becomes more of a thing than it needs to be, because at the end of the day, gun goes, get off the bend as fast as possible, you know?
She always say that because she's a 200 specialist, so she's better. But as she said, you just have to run and not rush really. Just have to come out of a curve. Sometimes the first. Yeah. But there's not really a special technique because each athlete has his own way to. Yeah.
We're very.
You're short.
We're short.
As short is good.
Yeah, we're short. So also we're sitting here. We're fine with the bend, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah. The next question is about social responsibility. Both of you see that there comes a lot of more responsibility with success, with money, with fame. Can you describe, Dina, what you do in your homeland, and Marie, what you do? I think in Côte d'Ivoire, it's maybe even more important to do something to have a stance.
Well, I like to give a lot because I come from the home where I didn't have what I have today, so I know what is about to have needed. So when I have time, when I go back to my country, I like to go to the orphanage to help people that I need to help, even those who really don't have enough, you know. And I like to always give my hot stuff, what I don't wear, every time to people who need to have it to run. And this is something that I care about, like always give to people who really need. Because I think at the end of the day, we have all that one, but if you don't give back, it's not what God wants us to do. So I really love to help, give, because you have all that money and you do what you want to do, but there's some other people they're dying, not eating, not having house, not having, everything. So it's what I do. I don't speak about that one a lot because for me it's like the end we give, don't say it. But even before I was who I am, I used to do that, so I continue to do that quietly, but yes.
That's lovely. And I guess when I think about social responsibility, the first thing that comes to my mind, particularly in the UK, is empowering women, and especially young girls, body image, body confidence, and raising issues that I think that when we're younger, we might not feel so confident to speak about, or you might have insecurities, you might be less self-aware. So I think that's where most of my brain goes to when I think about the UK, because it makes me sad whenever I go to, or before COVID, when I used to more commonly go to schools and see young children, they would always ask like lots and lots of questions. You get, are you faster than the bus? Are you faster than Usain Bolt? Are you faster than Sonic? Ha ha ha, those questions. And then I started noticing a trend when these girls are hitting like 10 years old. They'd always be like, do you think I'm fat? Do you think that I need to do this? Should I get surgery? All this. And it's heartbreaking, particularly when we're coming from a sporting background where from a very young age we're taught that your body is so much more than what it looks like. Your body is a tool. You should be proud of it. If you could do 5 press-ups yesterday and 6 press-ups today, it's a great day. Yeah. And I think our relationships with our self-confidence, self-esteem and body image is very different from a lot of the population. And it might sound a bit strange to a room full of sporting people, but it's really, when you go out there, it's really, really true. Yeah. So when I get the opportunity, I always try and imagine whatever I'm projecting, how is this affecting an 8-year-old girl? So I've just taken a column of one of the big magazines in the UK, the big women's magazines, and I hope to use that to drive away from kind of these archaic notions of what womanhood means and driving conversation towards, I think, topics and conversations that will empower more young women. And so that's what I think, that's what I focus about. I think about it a lot. And so I think, and also when I kind of do a different career, however long, who knows, I think that's definitely something that I'll go into in whatever kind of avenue. That's just where my passion is, really. Yeah, sure. Yeah.
Other question? Yeah.
Question for Dina. Hi, Dina. 1 or 2 high-profile athletes recently have changed coaches. You've been with John Blackie for, I think, nearly 20 years.
Yeah.
What's the secret for you? What is the secret to a really successful, long-standing coach-athlete relationship?
I think, I said to him the other day, next year's our 20th anniversary. He's like, oh my gosh, don't. You're going to call me old. So I think that different people work with different things. And I really don't think, particularly with this sport, that there's the right way to do anything. It's what works for you. So whether that is with a long-term coach or you change and change and change to keep things like fresh, then cool. As long as you're running fast, all good. First and foremost, I don't think there's a right way to do anything. But I think the secret is just mutual respect and trust. I think that underpins everything, and I'm just really fortunate that John is a good guy. He's a nice person, and I think that when it comes to being in this kind of arena where, major championships, you give everything you have, both physically and emotionally, and even when there's tough times or injuries or other stuff you've got to deal with, you've got to know that somebody's really got your back. And I always have the confidence that whatever's going on track, whether I'm doing really well or I've had a rough day or whatever, I know that John will always look after me, the person first, and he will never put me in a situation that wasn't going to be good for me or I couldn't handle. And when you have that level of comfort and just trust in somebody, it really means that you can go on and achieve anything, And I think that ultimately, before technical, before all of these other things that come across, sorry, I keep messing around with this microphone. But before any of the other things that you can get from so many places, I think that underpins a really good and long-standing coaching relationship. Yeah.
Do we have other questions for Dina? Marc.
Juste pour continuer un petit peu sur ce qu'on disait tout à l'heure, mais c'est l'apport humain de John dans son comportement. C'est pas un coach comme les autres.
Ah non, c'est pas un coach comme les autres. C'est vrai que l'apport humain aussi compte. J'étais un peu stressée de changer d'environnement parce que aller dans un environnement qui est totalement différent de ce que je connais, vu que là-bas c'est plus anglais et moi je viens d'un environnement francophone africain, donc j'étais un peu inquiète, mais franchement dit, la première approche elle était vraiment extraordinaire, agréable, et je me suis vraiment sentie tout de suite chez moi. Et c'est un coach qui ne va pas, à chaque fois, même je sais que je ne fais pas bien, ne va jamais me dire que oh non, t'as fait mal, ça n'a pas été ça et tout. Il me dira toujours c'est bien, bon entraînement. Et moi je sais que ça n'a pas été bien. Il va toujours m'envoyer des messages pour me dire bon entraînement, tu as bien fait. Et chaque fois c'est des encouragements, tu vois. Et on part à l'église ensemble. Et même quand ça ne va pas, il va toujours te dire ne sois pas stressé, ça va arriver petit à petit. Donc c'est cette relation-là qui est un peu différente. C'est quand je te réveille chaque matin à aller à l'entraînement, tu es contente. Parce que tu te dis, l'ambiance sera bien agréable, quoi. Donc voilà.
The question was about what John Smith bring humanly to Dina or Marie-Josée, and Marie-Josée explained that Yeah, he is a different coach because he is always always positive, and he stay positive, saying to Marie-Josée, yeah, it was a good training, even it was not. And Marie-Josée, when she came to this group, she was a bit stressed, worried about the environment because it's the English-American culture, and before that Marie-Josée knew only French-African culture. So now when she came during the first day, she felt like she was in her own home, and yeah, she really enjoy it now, and she feel happy. She go to church with Coach John. So yeah, it's an amazing experience that Marie-Josée lives actually and currently. Do you have one more question to Marie-Josée or Dina? No more question. So the photograph, you can take some pictures for a few minutes. We can applaud Dina and Marie-Josée. Thank you very much for coming there.
Thank you.
Keely. Nice to meet you. I'm Valentine. I will be the host for the press conference.
Okay.
So just ask one or two questions and after. Yeah, it's
Hello.
Si jamais des fois il y a des
Ah ouais, justement, j'aurais besoin que tu m'aides à traduire tout ça.
pas de souci.
Ouais.
So we are back with two new athletes here, two specialists of the 800 meters. The 2022 European champion, Keely Hodgkinson, and the Paris meeting winner last year, the European Indoor 2023 silver medalist of the European Indoor Championships, Benjamin Robert. On peut les applaudir. We can applause Keely Hodgkinson and Benjamin Robert. Welcome here in the Charity Stadium. Keely, first of all, welcome in Paris. It will be your first race of the summer season, the outdoor season. How do you feel? Are you excited before this race tomorrow?
Yeah, thank you for having me in Paris. The track looks really beautiful. It's my first race 2023, opened up a little later than usual, and I think it's just helped me get more raring to go. So I'm really looking forward to tomorrow, and hopefully I put on a good show.
Yeah. Which performance would you like to do tomorrow? Do you have an idea?
You want a time?
Yeah.
I think I'll let the legs do the talking tomorrow. We'll find out. But hopefully it's good. I'm feeling good. Training's been going really well. So yeah, I'm just ready to kick off the season and start with a bang.
Yeah. Benjamin, you came last year. Some people know you, but just some people, and now you're the most wanted runner in Paris. Personne te connaissait avant le meeting de Paris, ou presque en tout cas, et maintenant tu es presque le coureur de 800 mètres le plus recherché de Paris après ta victoire l'année dernière.
No, not exactly, because we have in France Pierre was boss and other guys. Yeah, I love this stadium. I love this stadium. I won last year, and I would like to have the same for this year.
Yeah, we hope to. We hope to for you.
We hope to.
What has changed since last year, since that victory in the Paris meeting? Are you more confident? Do you have more expectation about your performance, and some medals and gold medals? Est-ce que tu as plus d'objectifs maintenant? Qu'est-ce qui a changé depuis l'année dernière finalement? Est-ce que tu as plus d'attentes par rapport à tes propres performances ou même des objectifs de médailles?
Yeah, I'm more better. That's last year. I'm more better. My shape is better. My mental is better. My team is more big, and yeah, I have different. What's his name? Different objectives. Now I would like to take a medal. I would like to win every Diamond League when I run. That's better. That's different objective.
Yeah. Do you have question for Benjamin or Keely, first of all, or not for the moment? Keely, 2 weeks ago you had your own star on the Wigan Council. Can you tell me about it?
You've noticed that. Yeah, in my hometown, where I'm from, they have these almost like Hollywood type thing where they recognise local heroes or people that have done great things for the communities. Or my mentor Jenny Meadows has one as well. In Wigan, she got hers a couple of years back, so it was nice to join her there, and it's just a little nice recognition from the people who support me back at home. So it was really nice.
Yeah, so every stars of the city have the star on the city, and
you'll have to go and have a look.
Okay, yeah. You are the world indoor best performance of all time on the 600 meters. Now with that performance, what is your expectation? Was it? Do you know your full potential on the 800 meters? And not for tomorrow, but maybe in few months or years.
I forget that even happened this year. It feels so long ago. But yeah, that was a great marker to get down. I think this year I've worked even harder than I have last year. We're training harder. We're trying to get better all the time. So hopefully, when the time comes and you're in that peak form near the end of summer, that something special can happen. But until then, we just keep working and just keep trying to get better each race.
Great. Benjamin, you're the European leader, but this year will be a World Championship season. What is your main goal this year? Quel sera ton principal objectif cette année, puisque tu es le leader européen jusqu'à présent, mais c'est une année de championnat du monde?
Yeah, I would like to win the World Champion. I like to win every race when I participate. And if you win heat, semi-final and final, logically you have a gold medal. I work for that. I work every day. My team and me work for that, and this is my objective.
We have a new generation in the French middle distance. I guess it's interesting to live meeting together and follow the progression like in a group. On a une nouvelle génération à vent de fraîcheur sur le demi-fond français avec toi, avec Yanis Méziane et aussi Azzedine Abs qui seront présents demain. Ça aussi, j'imagine que c'est intéressant. Cette concurrence vous pousse à être meilleur et de suivre aussi une progression mutuelle.
Yeah, exactly. We have a lot of friends in 800. We have both world champion, Gabriel, finalist in Olympic Games and World Championship, me, silver medal in European Championship. Yanis Méziane is a very young man and a good boy. He participated in European Championship last year, and now as in Abs, a 1500 runner. He ran last week 145. We have 5 under 146. That's incredible. That's a big level in France. That's better.
And also Yanis is the under 23 group age European leader, so as you, but in the younger category. Do you have a question? Yeah, the microphone.
This goes to Keely. Hello. In your discipline, the world record will be 40 years old in a couple of weeks. How does it feel as an athlete to run in the discipline where the world record is called toxic, is for decades unbeatable? Well, we talk about things like that, and the coaches tell us the shoes get better, the surfaces get better. Well, how is your look at that?
I think, like you say, definitely the science of the sport has gotten a lot better, like even how athletes look after themselves, training now, shoes, track surfaces, etc. That is definitely a record that I think a lot of people have suspected. It's a very remarkable record. Whether that will be broken in my lifetime, I don't know. I'm still 2.5 seconds away from that. But I think still, luckily, in our sport, it's medals that can't be taken away. So that is the main priority. But if anyone was to ever get close to it, myself, anyone else, it would be quite an amazing feat. But no, not looking towards any more records right now.
Thank you.
Do you have other question? Yeah.
Hi, Keely. Just want to ask you about rivalries in track and field. We've got Noah Lyles and Marcell Jacobs coming up in a moment, Fred Keely. Are rivalries in individual races, are they a good thing? Obviously, a lot of people have been talking about yourself and Nothing Mo for a couple of years. Are you comfortable with people talking about you and Nothing as rivals?
Yeah, it doesn't bother me. I quite like the competition. I quite like that head-to-head of when we do race. I hope it's going to be a great showdown. Obviously, neither of us have run yet this season, so it'd be interesting to see how it goes. But I think the rivalries, if played in the right way, can bring a lot of attention to the sport, and in a good way. It may make some athletes uncomfortable, but sometimes the uncomfortableness is where you grow and you do great things. So yeah, I don't see it as a bad thing. I think I see it in a positive light.
Do you have other question? Yeah.
Benjamin, en quoi ton succès l'année dernière a changé quelque chose dans ta carrière, ou au moins dans ton approche des courses, ou est-ce que ça a changé quelque chose?
Ah bah oui, clairement, quand tu gagnes une Diamond League, il y a un autre niveau. Diamond League, c'est le niveau mondial, tu te rends compte que tu peux rivaliser avec le top niveau mondial, c'est ce que je voulais. Donc c'est ce qui m'a permis cette course de l'an dernier m'a permis de réaliser que j'avais les ressources pour concurrencer les meilleurs.
So the question was about the victory of Benjamin last year and what changed this victory. And he realized that he could do beautiful things and strong things and strong performance with the world level. Do we have other question in the audience? Yeah.
Again, Keely, after what you said, obviously Budapest will be your most important competition this year. How do you approach it? How is your practical approach? How's your mindset towards it?
I think as of right now, the season's not really been even started or got going yet, to be honest. So I think not thinking too far ahead and just, like I say, just getting to the championships for starters. I'm actually not officially made the team yet, so that'll be the first tick. And then after that, I think, just believing in myself, just me and my team know what we're doing, and seeing what form everyone else is in as well. It's not just about me, it's everyone else on the start line and getting to the finals. So I look forward to it. I like the competition. I like striving in the championship environment. So hopefully it's a good showdown.
May I?
Yeah.
May I have another question? Lately we heard of a lot of middle distance runners, especially one that she in the long run will turn to the marathon or wants to turn to the marathon. Do you ever look beyond 800 and 1500 meters?
I'm not looking beyond 800, to be honest. My coach keeps telling me one day I'm going to do 1500 and I keep saying no. But I presume, are you talking about Faith?
Yeah. What does a marathon mean for you? I mean, this distance.
I remember looking at Sifan Hassan's splits one time, and looking at her mile split, I genuinely think I could probably keep up with her for about 2-3 miles, and that's maybe it. I think so. It's quite a remarkable event, and definitely in the UK, it's everyone watches it. Everyone knows the London Marathon. So, but will I be going to marathon? Absolutely not.
So do you have more question? Yeah, in the back of the audience.
Bonjour, c'est pour Benjamin. Est-ce que tu peux nous parler de l'ambiance que tu as ressentie la saison dernière, et est-ce que c'est aussi un espèce de mini-entraînement pour le Stade de France l'année prochaine, même si les dimensions ne sont pas les mêmes?
Non, oui, clairement, le stade était en feu. Moi, je me rappelle l'an dernier, on était 3 coureurs de 8, 3 Français. Et on a vraiment senti, quand j'étais sur le départ, quand je suis arrivé sur le stade, j'ai vraiment entendu tout le stade gueuler. Et c'est un truc que j'avais jamais vu. C'était clairement un avant-goût avant les Jeux de Paris, même si le Stade de France, je crois qu'il fait 80 000 personnes. Ici, c'est 20 000, donc c'est 4 fois plus grand. Donc on imagine 4 fois plus de bruit. En plus, c'est les Jeux Olympiques, donc c'est un mini-test, mais je pense que le Diamond League, c'est la Diamond League, les Jeux Olympiques, c'est les Jeux Olympiques, donc un petit test.
Yeah, the question was about the crowd, because tomorrow we will have around 19,000 people in this charity stadium, and is it a short test before the Olympic Games next year in Paris and in the Stadium of France? And Benjamin answered that it will be a short test because the Stadium of France is 4 times bigger than Charity Stadium, but last year when he came to the track with the partners, his partners, they felt the support of the 10,000 people. So tomorrow, it will be a great night. Do you have other questions for Benjamin or Keely? No? No more question. I have one more question for Benjamin. You posted on Instagram, fly like a butterfly, sting like a bee. Is it what you want to do tomorrow? Tu as posté que tu voulais voler comme un papillon et piquer comme une abeille. C'est ce que tu veux faire demain?
Yeah, exactly. I would like to do tomorrow.
Yeah. Et ben on espère, on te le souhaite. Photographs, you can take picture of Keely and Benjamin. Keely, Benjamin, thank you very much for your patience and your answers. Thank you very much.
Quello magari un po' meno.
Ah, ok, d'accordo.
Tanto io parlerò in italiano, quindi
Salve Marcell, ti faccio io la traduzione italiano-inglese, ok?
Grazie.
Wow,
Perfetto.
capisci? Cioè non è che mi ignora.
Io volevo dire una parola.
No, Sunday, the building price 2024.
Non, maintenant, c'est sur la
No, fatto. Digli di farsi un giro. Capito? Sei visto?
So welcome in Paris, welcome Noah, welcome Marcell Jacobs, Olympic champions, Noah Lyles, double world champions of the 200 meters. You will be involved in the competition tomorrow in the 100 meters. First of all, Marcell, welcome in Paris, the city we will host the Olympics next year as an Olympic champions. You had to come to run here and discover the city. We have some translate, so yeah, ok.
La domanda l'hai capita?
Sì, grazie. Beh, che dire, sì, sono contentissimo di essere qui in questa cornice fantastica. È la città appunto che ospiterà le Olimpiadi il prossimo anno e diciamo che è un grandissimo obiettivo quello di riuscire ad arrivare qui e riconfermare il risultato che abbiamo ottenuto a Tokyo. Sarà un anno e mezzo molto impegnativo perché di mezzo c'è un campionato del mondo che è l'unica medaglia che mi manca e quest'anno quindi il primo step sarà riuscire a conquistarla e poi si penserà al prossimo anno.
So yes, I'm really delighted to be here in this great city which is going to host the Olympic Games, and obviously for me the objective is to confirm my gold medal after Tokyo. So I'll have 1.5 years of hard work, and I'm really looking forward to come back here.
So now, how do you feel? It will be the first race of the year in Paris. How do you feel physically and mentally?
Sì, è la prima gara che in realtà doveva essere la terza di questa prima parte di stagione. Mi sono focalizzato che le problematiche che ci sono state nelle stagioni scorse non dovevano ripetersi e quindi prima di tutto ci deve essere quello che a livello fisico noi chiamiamo, come dire, continuità, e quindi la parte più importante per me in questo momento è star bene fisicamente e poi arriverà tutto il resto. Quindi volevo essere sicuro di gareggiare senza rischiare nulla, di gareggiare senza poi magari dover interrompere la stagione. Sono focalizzato su quello che sono i miei obiettivi, gli obiettivi miei e del mio team, e quindi ora stiamo bene, se siamo qui è perché siamo pronti a gareggiare e a metterci in gioco.
So yes, this is the first race. It was supposed to be my third race of the first part of the season, but I wanted to make sure that the problems I had in the past don't repeat themselves. I need to have racing consistency. I need to be physically well. So I want to race without having problems. So I'm focused on this start so that we can realize the objectives that I and my team have.
Noah, it would be 100 meters for you as the double world champions of the 200 meters. You ran 9:95 this year and a windy 9:80. So how is your feeling, your condition for tomorrow? How do you feel?
I feel good. I'm ready to run. I was out here earlier practicing some blocks, and you might have seen it circulating on social media, but gosh, when coach is happy, I'm happy, and it was just feeling real comfortable, and I'm just like, yeah, let's we can make something happen tomorrow.
What is the difference when you start a 200 meters and a 100 meters? Do you start it with different conditions, a different feeling?
It's I'd say it's sped up. Like it's the exact same as the 200, but just sped up to a faster pace. In the 200, I have much more of a patience to go with the race. In the 100, there is patience, but it happens quicker. And that's kind of contradictory to say, but at the same time, you're going to give more energy to the race in 100 in the beginning than you would in a 200. And just trying to find that balance, I think, has just been really hard for me over the years. But as we are going into this year and I'm doing more and more 100s throughout the season, I'm being able to really capture what I need to do.
Great. Do you have questions for Lemon, Marcell, or Noah? Yeah. We can give the microphone.
Oh. Est-ce que c'est possible de donner le micro juste après?
Ciao Marcell. Come prima gara della stagione, no? Doveva essere la terza e la prima. Cosa ti aspetti? Hai un riferimento di tempo in testa? La priorità è ritrovare le sensazioni? Insomma, con quale obiettivo parti dai blocchi? Grazie.
Beh, in realtà sì, appunto la prima gara su quella che doveva essere la terza, però in realtà non ho nessun tempo in mente, sono venuto qui perché voglio cominciare a gareggiare, voglio fare quello per cui mi alleno tutti i giorni, tutti i mesi dell'anno. Credo che sia importante arrivare qui, trovare buon feeling, cominciare a gareggiare tanto, perché questa è l'idea nostra di quest'anno, era cercare di fare più gare possibili. E questo, sostanzialmente scendiamo in pista per cominciare la stagione, voglio solo ritrovare quello che è il feeling che abbiamo avuto nell'ultimo periodo, prima dei piccoli problemini che ci sono stati, e tutto qua, però sono qui per divertirmi e cominciare finalmente la mia stagione.
So the question was, this is your first race when it was supposed to be the third. What are your expectations? Do you have a time in mind, or are you just looking for a good feeling? What will be in your mind where you get onto the starting blocks tomorrow? And the answer is yes, it is my first season. What I want to do is to start well. I want to have fun. It's important to be feeling good, not to repeat some of the physical issues I had in the past. I want to go on the track and start doing what I finally trained for. I want to go out and compete.
And I'm just behind you.
I'm never fine. Marcell, sorry. We read and hear nearly as much about you running as about you not running. Just to understand how you tick. Is it correct? Do we understand it correctly? After the Olympics, you did not compete because you wanted to celebrate, and now it's a precaution because you sometimes feel. Yeah, can you explain what you feel and what you want to avoid?
Beh, sicuramente non mi alleno per non gareggiare, non credo che mi alleno giusto perché non ho niente da fare durante la giornata, ma credo che tutto quello che io faccio lo faccio per un motivo ben preciso. Sicuramente dopo le Olimpiadi era stata una stagione lunga, io avevo anche fatto le gare indoor, quindi mi sembrava giusto anche da quel punto di vista poter godermi quello che avevo fatto, anche perché se non ci si gode del poco che si riesce a guadagnare e si fanno le cose per gli altri, poi non c'è più il divertimento. e passa la bellezza di questo sport. Quindi credo che sia fondamentale gareggiare anche quando si sta bene. Io appunto, per non ricadere in quello che è stato la scorsa stagione in cui volevo gareggiare a tutti i costi e poi non sono riuscito a gareggiare neanche una volta, preferisco star bene mentalmente, fisicamente, e poi prendere parte alle gare quando so di poterle portare a termine. È normale che la mia idea era quella di fare appunto le prime 3 gare in cui mi ero iscritto. Poi si sa che lo sport tante volte ti porta a prendere delle decisioni difficili, e per me è stato molto difficile non poter prendere parte a queste prime 2 gare, però ora siamo qui e guardiamo come se sto guidando una macchina. È inutile continuare a guardare lo specchietto retrovisore, bisogna guardare il parabrezza che è bello grande e vedere quello che ci sarà davanti.
So the question is, we read almost as much about you running as not running. So after the Olympic Games, you took time off because you wanted to have a break. This year you've had physical problems. So and the answer is, well, definitely I don't train without racing because I have nothing else to do during my day. So obviously what I want to do is train, but I think you also need to look at the circumstances. After the Olympic Games, I wanted to take a break because it had been a very long season. I had also run indoors, so then I cut short my season, and this year I've had some little physical issues, and I wanted to make sure that I was fully fit again. I didn't want to repeat the problems I had last year when I was doing a lot of competitions, even if I wasn't fully healthy. So I think you need to race a little bit differently. You need to I decided to race when I was fully fit. Obviously, I wasn't happy to miss the first 2 competitions, but I'm glad to be back on track now.
I think we just have one question here, and after for you. Yeah.
Thank you. Noah, you mentioned earlier your coach was really happy with your starts. What was he seeing that made him feel that way?
Yeah, we've kind of been, of course, working on it a lot, and we saw a lot of progression last year. Everybody remembers a lot of Eugene, and even the races after Eugene, we were starting to see, that start really come to life, and we've been trying to translate it here into, the outdoor season. And yesterday we saw a lot of what we were seeing in Eugene. We were seeing power back into the blocks and back into the track. My foot coming, in front of me, but also striking down low into the ground. And it's not a long push; it's a fast hit to the track, and it's just pushing my body with the force that I know that I've been generating in the weight room, and I'm now seeing it happen on the track. And it's exciting to see because we're about a month out from U.S. Championship, so this is it's a really exciting moment because it's like, okay, this could be the track meet where we start having the real big jumps in the times.
Brilliant. And you got to meet Bolt in Jamaica. What would you like to do differently, and how would you like to leave your own legacy in the sport when you're done?
I think the way that me personally I'll be doing things differently is, since I am American, I can reach a different audience. There of course is the global audience that track and field relates to, but now it's time to gravitate to the normal everyday fans, not the die-hard track fans, but the people who will just be walking in the mall and recognizing me. And I've already started to get that, but I want to put more attention to that audience. We've already seen how far you can go with track, but let's see how far we can go when we really put our time and effort past just the Olympics or past just the World Championships, when we have athletes showing up to basketball games, soccer games, football games, French Opens, and they're being recognized on TV. That's the type of goal that I have to push the sport forward.
Perfect, thank you.
The Italian TV.
Marcell, com'è stato non gareggiare, vedere gli altri, cosa ti immagini nella gara di domani? Un po' l'hai visti tutti, gareggiare contro Noah Lyles, ecco un po' come hai vissuto e che cosa ti aspetti?
Beh, non è stato facile, sicuramente non è stato facile perché nel momento in cui vedevo gli altri gareggiare sapevo che una corsa era dedicata a me e io dovevo essere lì. Però credo che tutto questo sia un qualcosa che mi rende sempre più forte, sempre più consapevole di come bisogna gestire le cose e mi ha dato tanta energia, ancora più voglia di tornare in pista, ancora più voglia di dedicarmi a quello che faccio, tanta voglia di appunto ricominciare a correre e a gareggiare. Sicuramente sarà un'ottima gara, tutti i miei avversari hanno bene o male già corso quelli che troverò domani, quindi sono l'unico che ancora non ha fatto il tempo quest'anno, però sarà sicuramente un buono stimolo e sarà interessante vedere quello che ne uscirà. L'obiettivo mio è divertirmi, sicuramente cercare di arrivare davanti a tutti, però ripeto, la prima parte della stagione, la prima gara della stagione, quello che è il mio focus è il campionato del mondo, l'unica medaglia che manca e quindi tutto quello che farò sarà per andare a prendermi quella medaglia.
Nervoso?
No, tranquillo.
So the question was how did it feel not being able to start? You saw the others already competing. What was going through your mind when you couldn't take part in competitions, and what are your expectations? And the answer is, well, obviously it wasn't easy to watch the races, to know that there was a lane for me and I couldn't be at the start. But at the same time, it gave me more awareness and even more desire to come back and to do well. I think this all gave me even greater motivation to do well. My first objective is to have fun, obviously be on the finish line. It's going to be a good race tomorrow. Most of the other athletes have already competed, so it'll be a great race. And obviously the main goal is World Championships, because that's the only medal I don't have yet.
Other question? Yeah.
For Noah, there has been quite a little mind game on the social networks between Marcell and Fred Keely. I don't know if you've seen that. Did Fred Keely send to you any message before the race because he couldn't face Marcell in the last few weeks? Even if he wanted to?
Fred is going to send me a message to tell Marcell.
Why not?
Why can't he just say it himself? They already talk to each other.
No, like good luck or whatever. Good luck or beat him for me or whatever. You could say.
Nah, I don't think Fred's that type of guy. No, he did not send me a message.
And one for Marcell. You had this game on the social network with Fred Keely. What do you think of that?
Io credo che questo sia molto divertente, fa comunque parlare di uno sport che secondo me avrebbe bisogno di molta più visibilità. Dovremmo, per quello che facciamo e come lo facciamo, dovremmo essere veramente riconosciuti in parte del mondo e quindi credo che questo crei anche un po' di hype, un po' di quello che alla gente piace vedere, no? Un po' le sfide che si creano eccetera eccetera. Comunque a me ha scritto che spera che io stia bene, che possa ritornare a gareggiare al 100% ed è contento di vedermi gareggiare.
So I think this thing we have with Fred Keely is a lot of fun, because it has people talking about a sport which really needs a lot more visibility. So I think it's good for the sport to have a little bit of hype. Fred wrote to me and said that he's happy that I'm back and that I'm competing again.
Hands up. Okay, these two, and it will be the two last questions. Yeah.
Just a short one to Noah. Obviously, I guess you answered this a lot before. How do you see your future in the 100 meters in the future? Is the work on the start directing to a concentration on the 100 meters?
Yeah, I feel that really the biggest thing holding me back in the 100 is probably the first 20 to 30 meters. And it's only been improving. And unlike the 200 where I have a ton of experience and I'm very comfortable in it, the 100 is still that race where I'm trying to make it just as comfortable as the 200. And I know my top end speed is always going to be there. And the reason why I did so many 60s this year is, again, I want to get comfortable with that first 60, that first 20, that first 30. And knowing that I don't need to be the first person to the 60 meters, but I need to be, I need to be able to put my hand in the first person's pocket. And if I can do that, then I know the race is mine.
Other question?
Quick question to Marcell. I know you already replied to that, but what do you have to reply to the people, to the media, to the fans, to the athletes who keep saying that you're ducking races? And to go further also to Fred Curley, did you talk to him on DM? If not, what do you have to tell him?
Beh, io in realtà non ho bisogno di rispondere a niente nessuno, perché credo che sprecherei solo dell'energia che serve a me in questo momento. È normale che poi loro in questo momento in cui magari io rinuncio ad una gara possono parlare di più di quello che in realtà dovrebbero, però va bene, fa parte del gioco, è giusto che lo facciano. Quello che è il mio obiettivo è parlare con i risultati, però allo stesso tempo queste cose mi divertono, perché mi fanno capire che se tutti parlano di me, tutti vogliono provare a battere me, un significato ce l'ha, vuol dire che comunque mi ritengono un atleta forte e questo è molto importante. Invece sì, con Fred ci sentiamo spesso via Instagram. E ripeto, l'ultimo messaggio che mi ha scritto è stato proprio di gareggiare quando sto veramente bene, di non rischiare nulla e che è contento di rivedermi in pista.
So actually, I don't need to give any reply to anyone, because that would just take energy away from me, and I need the energy for myself. But on the other hand, it's normal that people talk a lot, maybe more than they should. But honestly, if they speak a lot about me, it's kind of fun. It's stimulating, and it means that they're interested in what I'm doing. So that's good. And yes, as I said before, I speak often with Fred Curley, and in his last message on Instagram, he told me that he was happy that I was coming back, so we talk regularly.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Roman Marcell. Thank you, Noah, and good luck for tomorrow for the 100 meters. Roman Marcell Jacobs and Noah Lyles. Photographs, you can take some pictures. Okay. Sorry. Devon Grant, welcome in Paris. Welcome back, because you ran in Paris last year for Devon and a few years ago for Grant. Devon, am I talking to the football player or the athletes today?
I think you're talking to both. It's been pretty busy the last year, but it's been good. So I'm enjoying it. I'm glad to be back on the track for now, and we'll see how I do tomorrow.
Yeah, because you cleared the third best performance of all time on the 110 meters hurdles. You participated to the World Championship in Eugene, in your stadium, because it was the stadium of your university, and also the final of the Super Bowl with Philadelphia. It was a very, very busy years. Did you have the time to recover?
Yeah, I took a few weeks off after the Super Bowl. Up until March, I went to Miami with my girlfriend, and then I went to go visit my grandparents in the Bahamas for a week. So it was relaxing, but then I got right back into training in March, and so been training since then. It's been going pretty well, stayed healthy, and been getting faster and faster as the year has progressed.
Grant, first of all, you are the double world champion of the 110 meters hurdles. Welcome back in Paris. You ran here already in this stadium. You come back 1 year before the Olympics. What is your expectation from tomorrow?
First and foremost, thank you for having me. Always a pleasure to come back to France and get out there on the hurdles. But really, my expectation is just to continue just to build towards Budapest. It's been a busy, I guess, first part of the season. Just running from Rabat to go to Rome, Hingelo, and now I'm in Paris. But really, just continue just to build off some great momentum. Been having some great races this first part of the season. My biggest thing is just finding that little consistency trend, and I feel like I'm doing that really, really well right now. And as we progress later in the season, obviously get a little bit of a dip into a little bit of some faster territory. But right now, just continue to stay consistent, continue to work on the things I need to work on, and let the time speak for itself.
You have a special story with France, because you ran in the indoor season with French meeting here in Paris in the Diamond League meetings. Is it special to come to run here?
Yeah, I mean, it's very special. It's always a good problem when you and the meet director get along very, very, very nice. So Jean-Pierre and we have a great relationship, and he asked me if I could come to Paris, and that's the least thing. That's the least I could do for him. He's a good man. He puts on a great indoor meet, great outdoor meet. So I'm just happy to be a part of it.
Yeah, and you did. Sometimes very, very good performance in the indoor track season. So yeah, it's you will be ready to do it in the outdoor meeting.
Absolutely. Like I said before, continue just to build off some great consistency, some great meets, and with that being said, to be here in Paris is a dream come true.
Yeah. Do you have question for Devon or Grant in the audience? Yeah.
I noticed during the week on your Instagram you spoke about potentially working with Marines going forward, and you said your great grandfather was Marine, and you spoke about what you learned from them from a mindset approach. Like, how important is that side of the sport to you, and how do you think these guys can help you in your career going forward?
Yeah, that's an awesome question, my man. I appreciate you bringing it up. Military, it runs deep in my family. From my father down to my granddad, down to my great-grandfather. So it's one of the things where just instilling that mindset and instilling that hard work, it goes a long way. You can be talented, you can go out there on the track, and you can have all the attributes, but if you don't work hard, if you don't have the consistency, if you don't have the trust, not just within yourself but within your team, it doesn't really work out. The biggest thing also is you have to be a little bit crazy to go over 10 barriers. So I think I have that, but really just to instill that mindset of, I put the hard work in, and I'm not going to be denied no matter what. It's usually find a way or make a way. So I appreciate you bringing that up, and all military just giving thanks and appreciation to them because they're the reason why I'm able to be in Paris. I'm able to be in Hengelo, Rome, Rabat, Eugene. I'm able to travel the world freely because they do what they have to do in order to keep my freedom.
Question to Devon. Sorry to bring up what happened in Eugene again. You must have been asked that a lot. But I just wonder, has there been any longer-term effect on being disqualified by such a really, really tiny margin? Did that get into your head? And has it played any part in how you approach your start in races since then?
No, it's okay. I don't think mentally it's had much of an effect, in terms of just how I go into every race. But obviously it would have been nice to compete in that race. It was probably one of the better races in World Championship history in terms of, the field, and unfortunately Hansel Parchment had to pull out last minute as well. So, and I guess just, physically, I was ready to run fast, and I think, it's always a little bit disappointing when you don't get the chance, but, I kind of moved on from that, and hopefully I can build on that season I had last year with some consistency and build on it this year and run just as fast, if not faster, and do well. But yeah, I don't think about it too much. Everybody asked me, all my football teammates were, upset when I showed up the next week at training camp. They're like, "Oh man, I can't believe that happened to you," but it's okay.
Other question here? Yeah.
Devon, hello. Can you tell us about your football career? Is it over that you came back to athletics, or do you pursue both careers now, or how's it going?
Yeah, no. As of right now, I'm doing both still. We finished the season, had a good year. I wasn't active at all for the season. I was on the practice squad for the year, which kind of gave me a little bit of opportunity to develop and get back into the swing of things after not playing for 6 years. And re-signed with the Eagles in March. And, we just had off-season training. They're actually finishing the last week of OTAs this week. And so I did off-season training the month of late April and early May. And then, about 2 weeks ago before I came to Rabat, I stopped doing the football and got back on the track and then came over here to race. But I will go back to football towards the end of the season. We report for training camp at the end of July, so I'll be back in Philly in July.
Before Budapest?
Before Budapest, yeah.
So that's your real job?
What's my real job?
Football.
Well, we'll see.
It's undecided.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see how it goes. I got first I have to make the U.S. team. I'm not going to get too ahead of myself. We have a lot of great competitors, a lot of fast American hurdlers. And you have to be consistent. You have to run 3 fast races in order to make the team. I don't get the luxury of getting a bye like Grant. So, so that's the first goal: make the team, and then we'll go from there. And
first team.
Make the world. Yes, correct. And then my goal is to make the team on the Eagles as well. So that's important to me, and that's one of the reasons why, there might be an opportunity for me to miss this, the summer season like I did last year. As well, because I need to be playing in order to play.
Other question in the audience? Yeah.
Yes, real quick, Devon again on football. How difficult is it to go from being an athlete to being a football player, having to pass OTA, then go back to training camp, impress the coaches, having not decided yet if you're going to go to the World Championship and keep running on the tour, but then how football is hard in the NFL? How do you deal with all that? And also I want to talk about your body. Do you change your body during the season, and how hard it is?
Well, I think the difficulty of it is more mental, especially on the football side. I think what makes me a good athlete is my ability and my athletic ability in general, being fast, strong, agile. So I think that's a big plus on both sides in athletics and on the football field. And then the most important thing I find in the last few years of my career as an athlete is just being able to train consistently, and with that means staying healthy and having a good support team with my coach. I have my friend and athletic trainer here that travels with me now, and she's been keeping me together. Her name's Anna. She's been keeping me together for the last 2 years. And that's the biggest thing I found. Every year that I'm healthy, I run fast. In the years that I haven't been healthy, in 2019, 2020, I didn't run fast. So it's a pretty simple equation. When I feel good, I run fast, and when I don't, I don't. So.
About the choice, sorry to insist, but when are you going to make the choice? How are you going to make the choice? Does the team make you make a choice?
We'll see. Yeah, I'm not gonna say yes or no now because I don't know the answer to that. Obviously, both sports want me, to compete. And football, of course, wants me to be there as well. And I understand, it's not easy to do both sports, and it's not easy to excel at both sports. And I'm kind of doing something that's, special and in terms of the difficulty and also trying to balance them, especially when the seasons kind of collide. So hopefully I can do it. It'll make for a good story if I can do it well.
So do you have other question? Yeah. The two next question.
A question to both of you. We all know that the U.S. high hurdles are extremely competitive, and there is a new name coming along this year, Cordell Tinch. What's your reaction to his times that he has run in the NCAA Division II competitions? Because he's run twice under 13, wind-aided, but still there are only 3 people that have run faster ever, and you are 2 of them, that he has done wind-aided. If you don't count the wind, he's the number 4 of all time, and we haven't seen him on the scene. Have you? What's your reaction? I guess you've seen his times.
Yeah. I mean, obviously, I think you answered your own question. USA is very deep in 110 hurdles. It's been that way since I've started. I can't speak for Devon, but I feel like it's been that way when Devon came on the scene. Obviously, U.S. Trials is in about a 2-3 week span now. Obviously, he will be there, and we will see what he does at the U.S. Trials. He's a generational talent to run 12.8 at any point, rather if it's wind-aided or not, is very impressive. So I think once he gets to trials, he'll be in the fire of Devon, myself, Daniel, Trey, past people who have made USA teams, and we'll see what he matches up against. I think he'll do a great job. I think with that being said, though, you can't count out anybody at USA Trials. We all have a strong possibility of making the team. We all have a strong possibility of PRing in that final round to make the team, and we also have a strong possibility of messing up. That's what hurdles is all about. If you're not perfect for those 10 hurdles, obviously something can go wrong. So I'm looking forward to competing against him. I'm looking forward to always competing against the best. I think that's what makes a true competitor, and we'll see how he does at USA's.
Yeah, I think to go off what Grant's saying, in this sport especially, there's always a changing of the guard, or at least a new introduction to new athletes. And we were all the young athlete on the circuit, right? When I came on to the circuit in 2014 as a 19-year-old kid out of nowhere, I'm sure everyone was surprised. And wondered if I would run fast for how long I've run fast. And same thing with Grant. He was pretty much undefeated in college and in national championships, indoors and out. And one of the only athletes to do that. He broke the collegiate record indoors and outdoors as well. So Cordell, I think, is one of those talents. Whether or not how fast he runs this year, is yet to be seen, because he still has a good amount of season to go. And also as a hurdler, and I think Grant can agree with me to some extent, the wind is kind of like a tricky thing in hurdles, because sometimes it's more of a hindrance than a help. And what I will say that's impressive is if you can run a time, fast, 12.9, 12.8 with that much wind, there's some part of you that has practiced at that speed already, because you're able to maneuver the hurdles that quickly, those touchdown times when you start getting under 1 second consistently, 0.97s to run 12.8. So that means he's done it in practice a few times in order not to fall. So I think he's going to be really, really great. How great, I don't know, and I look forward to racing against him. And I also think, I believe in myself and my goal and my ability to run, under 12.80. So, if I can do that, then, maybe it's not so much of an issue. We'll see.
One more question. Yeah, and we have the microphone.
Sorry.
Question for Grant. Grant Ladji Doucouré said that you're the Bolt of hurdles. What do you think in his mind makes him think that you are the Bolt of hurdles? And yeah, you hear me? Yeah. And do you accept the expression, like being the Bolt of hurdles?
Yeah, I mean, being the Bolt of anything is a tricky. I think it's a tricky terminology. Yes, Bolt. He is probably one of the best things that could ever happen to track and field. But then at the same time, I know as an individual, I do not want to be replicated from someone who has done past things. I think my goal when I come on the circuit or the scene or whatever I do, I want to be able to say, I'm Grant Holloway. That's the Grant Holloway of the hurdles. Don't get me wrong. Yes, to be in that category, like he said, with Usain Bolt is an amazing attribute. I'm 25 years of age at this point, and I still have plenty of time to go. But I think I'm trying to write my own legacy. To have the three world titles, to have the Olympic silver, to have a Diamond League trophy. All those attributes and everything, it stacks up. But then I want to be able to say, once I'm done with this sport, I want to be kind of the Grant Holloway of hurdles or the Usain Bolt of track and field, or all the greats, Carl Lewis, anybody that has done anything in the sport. I want to be able to have that terminology just for myself.
Thank you very much. Thank you, Grant. Thank you, Devon, to answer to our questions.
Thank you.
Merci. Merci beaucoup. Photographs, you can stand up, to take the picture for photographs. So we are back in the Charlotte Stadium for the press conference with two new athletes. The first name is the national record holder of the Dominican Republic for the 400 meters. Olympic and World Championship silver medalist Marileidy Paulino, and the Olympic champion of the 400 meters hurdles and the world record holder of this event, Sydney Laughlin-Levrone. Levrone, sorry. So welcome in Paris to both of you. First of all, Sydney, are you ready for this big challenge tomorrow? Like a new event for you, even you ran it in the past because your PB is from 2015, I think, yeah.
Yeah, I think it's like 2018 or something like that, yeah. I'm excited. Excited to open up my season, obviously trying a new event, just trying to get strong in that, so I'm excited to see where I'm at and, kind of start earning my spot in a new event, to say the least, so.
What can you expect? Because a lot of people talk about your potential, the world record, even your coach. What did you discuss about it with your coach about the 400 meters and maybe your potential?
Yeah, honestly, we'll have to wait and see. Obviously opening up my season is the most important thing, making sure we get a clean, healthy race, and then obviously just seeing where I'm at since I haven't raced it competitively in so long. So I'm excited just to see how I've progressed myself over the past few years in this event, taking away the hurdles.
Marileidy, first of all, congratulations for this strong start, the national record. I guess you want to do much better for the coming weeks.
Felicidades por haber empezado muy bien la temporada por el récord nacional, pero imagina que quieres hacer aún mucho mejor en las semanas que vienen.
Que muchas gracias por sus felicitaciones, que he trabajado para obtener eso y más.
So thank you for your congratulations. I really worked hard to achieve this and more.
You won an individual silver Olympic medal and a silver and world medal. At your opinion, what does it miss to be on the top of the podium this year, maybe, or next year during the Paris Olympics?
Ya ganaste medalla de plata en los Juegos Olímpicos y en el Mundial. ¿Qué te falta para hacer en alto del podio esta temporada y en París el año que viene?
Bueno, por el momento, si Dios lo permite, obtener medalla de oro en los Juegos Olímpicos, en el Mundial, y acercarme al récord mundial, que es de los 400 metros, si Dios lo permite.
So if God allows, my objective is to earn the gold medal in Paris and also to achieve the world record over the 400 meters.
A very, very big challenge, and good luck for that. Do you have a question to Sydney?
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, just can you repeat the translation, Anna, for the audience?
Okay, so the reply from Marileidy was, God willing, to earn the gold medal in Paris Olympics next year and also set the world record over the 400 meters.
So do you have some question to Sydney? First of all, just behind you, Hannah, sorry.
Again. Hello, Sydney. Actually, it's two questions. How long, not for one round, but for what period of time are you concentrating on the 400? Is it only for this year? And will you return to the hurdles next year for the Olympics? And the other question is, could you please describe the feeling of running a world or owning a world record? I mean, you battered it 3 times already. What do you take away from that?
Yeah, in terms of the 400, my coach makes decisions all the time. Obviously, he just wants to see where I'm at, see where my speed's at before we put any hurdles back in the way. So every day is kind of a mystery for us. I kind of just go along with what his plan is, and we figure it out as we go, as you know, Bobby. But also, I think, in terms of the world record, I mean, that's a gift from God. Truly, just being able to even say that is amazing. But at the end of the day, records come and go. Someone could easily come and break it tomorrow. So I'm just grateful that I've had the opportunity to be able to do that and, be a part of that and pushing our event forward. And it's cool to be a part of a generation that's really pushing the bounds in our sport. So.
Other question in the audience? Yeah, in the back and after you.
Cheers. For Sydney, Dave McCarthy from Sidious Mag. Everyone was wowed by your 4x4 split. Bob Kearsey said there's world record potential there. The fans are excited. The media is excited. Tomorrow, I'm sure it's going to be a good race, whether there's a world record or world lead or not. How do you manage people's expectations and hopes around you, and what is success to you? How do you define success?
That's a great question. I think for us, I love being able to go back to my coach who tells me, listen, regardless of what anyone else is telling you, I have a plan. I want you to go out there and execute it. Win, lose, or draw, you're going to go out there and do what I've told you to do, and everyone else's expectations are everyone's expectations. And so for me, that really brings it back to the center of what am I here to do, and that's open up my season. So everyone's expecting crazy, amazing things, and what happens tomorrow will happen tomorrow by the grace of God. But for me, the goal is to go out and open up my season healthily and strong and see where I'm at as we continue to progress through 2023.
Yeah, other question in the middle.
Yeah, this one's for Sydney as well. I was just wondering, do you plan on running any hurdle races this season? And for the 400, what is the biggest difference between a 400, except for the hurdles, obviously?
I mean, we might run some hurdles. Honestly, like I said, Bobby, as we go, kind of tells me what the plan is. So I just know today and what we're doing today and tomorrow, which is 400. But the biggest difference, I would say, is just that the 400 hurdles is such a rhythmic race. And, there's step counts and there's hurdles, and it's very calculated and measured, whereas the open 400 is much more open. It's a sprint race, so a lot more steps being taken, to say the least. So for me, it's been interesting just kind of navigating the two of them and figuring out how to run the open 4 comparatively to the 400 hurdles.
Other question, yeah?
Hi, Sydney. Just interested to know what was behind the decision to switch to the 4 flat this year with Bob. Was it because you both think that you can genuinely be a global medal contender in the 4, or is it to make you a better 400-meter hurdler?
I mean, I think it could be both, to be honest. I think both of us, wanted to see where I could be, what I could do, because I haven't run it competitively in so long, but also it is very helpful for the 400 hurdles, being able to have that speed so when it goes back and translates, I know what it feels like to go out at a really fast pace. So I think it's just working on myself as an overall holistic athlete, being able to do things outside of my comfort zone and then being able to translate it back into my main event.
So question, yeah.
Sydney, just to make it clear, is that deciding for everything, or you have your point of view, you have discussions between, for instance, the season? I guess that you already talk about what you would do at the World Championships and at the trials. So, how do you do the thing? Lots of discussions before the season. Or?
Yeah, I mean, I trust Bobby 100%. I think he's shown and proven to me and to others that he's very capable and that he does what he says he's going to do. And so when it comes to kind of just some of these decisions, obviously I give my input, but at the end of the day, I want to hear what he has to say. I want to hear what he thinks would be best. And most of the time, that's what we end up going with, just because he has a really good track record, no pun intended. So
for the trials, it will be flat?
Yes, it will be flat, yes.
And for the world, you still don't know?
I do not know.
Marc.
I will ask my question in French. Est-ce que vous avez regardé le programme des Jeux Olympiques? It will translate, of course. No. I'm an old man, and in France, I speak in French. Sorry. Est-ce que vous avez regardé le programme du 400 mètres et du 400 mètres haies aux Jeux Olympiques l'année prochaine? Est-ce qu'on peut faire les deux? Et sinon, est-ce que vous auriez envie de demander, comme l'avait fait jadis Michael Johnson ou Marie-Josée Pérec, un changement de programme?
So, did you look the schedule for Paris Olympics in 1 year? Did you discuss already if it's possible to do 400 meters flat and 400 meters hurdles, or if it's not possible? Did you think it's possible to ask, like did Michael Johnson or Marie-Josée Pérec in the past, to change the schedule?
Like I said, we're still focused on 2023, one step at a time, literally. I mean, obviously that's something as the season comes to an end, we'll kind of start to look at and figure out what our plan is for next year. But I think we're focused on where we are right now and getting through this season, and then we'll make that decision heading into 2024, what we're going to do.
Marc, je pense que tu as compris tout de même. Parfait. Très bien. Other question? Yeah. It's like a relay.
Laughlin-Levrone from the Levrone household. I would like to ask a question. You know, Sydney, we've seen you on the world stage since you were 16, and oh, what a joy it's been to see you run. Truly, though, how has your appreciation for running, for the sport, matured as you've matured all these years?
That's a great question, sir. Man, I think the more that I've just understood and appreciated how genuine our sport is, how much it really is you on the line competing at the highest ability that you have is such a gift that we're not a team sport. It's really, you pushing your body to its limits and its purest form, I think, has really made me appreciate just all of the hard work that so many athletes put in daily to be able to do what we do and show it on the world stage is such a gift. And I love being able to be a part of that, be a part of a generation that's pushing the bounds of what's possible and showing the world that track and field, even though we're a smaller sport, we are some of the best athletes that the world has to offer.
Amen.
Other question? Yeah.
Just one more. Sydney, hypothetical question. Bobby gives you the option of 400 flat or 400 hurdles at this summer's World Championships. Which one do you want to do?
Wow, that's a great question. Is it bad to say I don't know? Honestly, I ask me after tomorrow. I don't know. I got to run this one first and see how it feels.
Okay, so that'll be my post race.
There you go.
There we go.
There it is.
Yeah, one question here.
Thank you. Sydney again. You just described the hurdles as a very calculated race where you count, and does that mean that the 400s are just a raw race? You go out and run as fast as you can, or do you count your steps as well? Do you work on the step length and stuff like that?
No, I would say there's still some thought to it for sure. It's definitely a methodical race, but it's just not as technical, I would say, as the 400 hurdles. Having to hurdle where you're taking off, where you're landing, the amount of steps in between. But it is still a calculated race for sure in terms of how you run it. It's just not as, meticulous in that sense.
Other question for journalist? No? I have one question for Marileidy and one question for both of you. Marileidy, in 2003, Felix Sanchez made the history winning a world title in Paris. Is it your dream to make that story back again, winning an Olympic medal and being the first Dominican woman to win an Olympic athletic gold medal?
La pregunta es, en el 2013, Félix Sánchez hizo historia ganando el Mundial aquí en París. ¿Es tu sueño repetir esta victoria en los Juegos Olímpicos el año que viene? ¿Es ser la primera mujer de República Dominicana a ganar un grandísimo evento?
Sí, está en uno de mis sueños. Esperemos en Dios ser la primera mujer igualmente. También hay más dominicanos, pero siempre seguimos haciendo historia, así como lo hizo Félix Sánchez.
Yes, it would be a big dream, especially being the first woman from Dominican Republic. So it would be great to make history again, like Félix Sánchez did.
And one more question from me. One of your characteristics for both of you is the passions to trust the process, to trust your coach, and also your trust in God and the faith of God. Is it a way to manage your daily and sports life? Cindy, yeah, you can answer first. Yeah.
Absolutely. I think all of it stems from faith in God. I trust in Him that His plan will prevail. And so every day is just a gift, and tomorrow is an opportunity to go out there and use the gift that He's given me and give the glory back to Him. So it's an honor, and I think I have people around me who agree with the exact same thing, my coach, my husband, my team. So I'm very grateful to have like-minded people who are on the same page as me.
Yeah, and also the support of the family is important. Anna, can you...
Las dos tienen mucha confianza en el entrenador y también confianza en Dios que, que tiene un plan para vosotras. ¿Es así?
Sí, creo que sí. Yo igual la estuve viendo en el Mundial cuando ella ganó la medalla. Le escribió un mensaje diciéndole que Dios la ha bendecido de una manera demasiado grande, al igual que a mí, porque nuestro triunfo es gracias a Dios y es como un triunfo de fe y esperanza.
Yes, definitely. I agree. I know that during the World Championships, when Sydney won her gold medal, I sent her a message congratulating her and saying that God had really blessed her with a special talent because our achievements are thanks to this talent we have been blessed with.
And we're trusting you for tomorrow. Good luck for the 400 meters tomorrow, Sydney and Marileidy. Thank you very much. Do you have one more question, or that's it? Okay. Thank you, Sydney. Thank you. And muchas gracias. Congratulations, first of all.
Thank you.
How do you feel now since you released after a few days after this amazing performance? Because this is it, you, the world record holder.
I'm really, really excited. At the same time, I'm tired a little bit after running that quick in Florence. But I'm so excited, and I thank God I managed it. After last year, I missed in Monaco. But yeah, it was really beautiful night in Rome, running that beautiful race and just smashing that world record. And yeah, I was so excited.
Yeah, because you tried to beat it, this record. We remember it last year in Monaco. You were so close to do it. How was it in Florence? You knew that, okay, today this is the D-Day.
I can say first when I was trying first time in Monaco last year, I felt I was pushing myself to the limit whereby I felt really, really tired at the last 200 meters. But in Rome last Friday, it was fantastic. I felt really relaxed and just focusing myself to that finish line. And yeah, I didn't know I could break a world record. It just came as a surprise. But I knew with training I believed in what I did, and I was like, let me go for it and see what was possible after the finish line.
Yeah. Tomorrow it will be like a day of celebration because we will have 19,000 people celebrating your world record, and you will also challenge other world record holders like latest Jide. What is your expectation for tomorrow?
For tomorrow, I'm expecting to run really good. I'm expecting such a beautiful race tomorrow. I'm excited. At the same time, I'm nervous running 5,000 because it has been really long. I did 5,000 fast in 2015, so it's 8 years. So tomorrow I will be on that track. Thinking about how I will do that 12 and a half laps, but I hope I will do perfectly and see what is going to happen tomorrow.
Do you have some question to Faith? Yeah.
Thank you.
So how did Faith Kipyegon celebrate the World 1500 meter record after all the drug testing was done, and how did you sleep that night?
I didn't sleep. I can say I didn't sleep that night because I went back to the hotel really midnight. It was around 1 p.m. because I had doping control, and I didn't celebrate. But I think when I go back home, we are gonna celebrate with my family, my team back in Kaptagat, and the whole team. Yeah.
We have the microphone. It's back.
Hello, congratulations.
Thank you.
I read a lot about you training in Kaptagat with the marathon runners, with Elliot and the other greats. And can you describe how you practice that? You tell about going on the track, on the road with them. Do you have a track actually there?
Yeah, absolutely. We have track, but Elliot and the rest are doing a lot of mileage, like a lot of long runs. But they do also track. They do fat leg. We have Kipchoge Stadium whereby we normally do our hard training track sessions, and yeah. For Eliud, he like long runs because he's a marathoner. yeah.
If I may, another one. I mean, changing the distance before the Olympics would be ridiculous, but then after Paris next year, how much time do you give yourself to become a marathon runner?
For me, I'm graduating slowly. I want to graduate to 5,000 fast after Olympics or before Olympics. We never know what is going to happen tomorrow. But yeah, I want to just upgrade slowly towards marathon in future. I don't know when, but I have in my head as well and my heart that one day, one time, it will gonna happen.
Yeah, you can continue.
Yeah, great. Will you have to change your running when you run on the street? I mean, Haile told us hours about that. running from the forefoot to the back foot and stuff. And then Sifan Hassan came in, she ran like it was nothing. When you look forward to that, do you have to change your style of running?
I can say I don't have to change anything. For me, I'm used to the team. I normally join them for a run. I normally join them for long run. I can say my best and enjoy. I normally enjoy doing long run. So transitioning to marathon, it will be very easy for me. I think so. Yeah. My longest run is 30 kilometers. Yeah.
Hi, Faith.
Hey.
Hi. Just back to the world record. Compared to Olympic gold, world gold, where does being a world record holder fit inside you and on your CV? How important is that to you? And because you beat it so comfortably, is that it now, or will you attempt to break your own record again at some point in the future?
I can say when I stay healthy, I hope to break under 3:49 in future. I don't know if it will happen sooner. It will be perfect, but I hope I will break. I still have that everything is possible, as Eliud always say. So I still need to motivate. It was meaning a lot to me to leave the legacy, and being Olympic champion, being world champion, and now I'm the record holder. It has filled my pocket, and I have motivated many young girls and women around the world.
Any question for Faith? So I have two questions, Faith.
Yes.
Kenya, your country, is at the top of endurance races. Which is the secret of it?
The secret in Kenya is just to train hard, be disciplined, and that is what we normally do as Team Kenya. We try to be consistent where our level is as Kenyans, knowing that we are the strongest in Africa. So, yeah. It's
also the culture. And can a Kenyan be at the top of the 100 meters, as we have in Europe, Marcell Jacobs, we have in Kenya Ferdinand Omanyala? Is it possible to see one Kenyan at the top of the sprint in the future?
Yeah, absolutely, yes. We can say now we are on the top of the world because of Ferdinand Omanyala. He is really fast, and we hope we will. He is motivating many young boys out there and many young girls to still come into sprints, because we don't have many sprints athletes in Kenya. But when you see Ferdinand now in Kenya, he is going to national events, and he is motivating young boys and girls to come into sprints. So I think going future and going forward, we will have many sprinters in Kenya.
Yeah. Other question from the audience? Yeah.
When you had your daughter in 2018, how has that changed your motivation for what you do since then? Like, do you feel like it's brought extra fight into your running? How has it changed your mindset towards the sport?
I can say 2018, when I hold my daughter in my hands, it was really a beautiful moment for me, and she has motivated me to still wake up early in the morning and do what I like most, and just motivate her, because she is normally like, Mom, I want to be a champion like you in future. So that is what keeps me pushing, and I want to show the way to my daughter that if you love something, you have to work on it. Yeah.
I have one last question. Maybe in Paris currently we organize tennis Grand Slam tournament. Do you know you cleared Grand Slam, the World Athletics Grand Slam, being under 18 world champion, under 20 world champion, being world champion, and now world record holder. Only 4 athletes before you did that. Usain Bolt, Mondo Duplantis, Yelena Isinbayeva, and Kevin Mayer. Do you realize that you make one part of history of your sports?
Well, you can repeat it. You can repeat it.
Only 5 athletes became under 18 world champion, under 20 world champion, being world champion and also have the world record in one event. So. And Olympic champion, but in world athletics we don't have the Olympics because Kevin Mayer isn't Olympic champion, for example. So. Yeah, do you realize that you make the history of athletics?
Yeah, I can say, it was really amazing to be part of that amazing team, to be the part of that team, because I didn't know, but I saw on social media. I've joined that group. It was really amazing, and I saw in social media that my photos is really trending when I was really young, when I was 16 years, and now I'm a big lady. So it's just amazing. Yeah.
Thank you very much, Faith. Good luck for tomorrow.
Thank you so much.
I let you're free. You can take picture with journalists because it's over for this conference with the world record holder of the 1500 meters. Championship in Eugene in the Laughlin, the fifth all-time best performance few days ago with 6,988 points in this event. Congratulations. You did the Laughlin, but you participated to the 400 meters hurdles few days ago in France, and tomorrow it will be a 400 meters flat high jump. When will you be tired?
I'm tired now, but just, I'm over here and I'm going to run 400 hurdles next week in Oslo. So I was like, why not keep competing and just stay on it and ride it out. So excited to get 2 more meets in.
Is it the combined events who make you to like to switch between events and individual, like 400 meters hurdles? What brings this passion to do that? Yeah.
I'm not really sure. In high school, I ran the 300 hurdles, and ever since then, I always wanted to run the 400 hurdles. And so I was so excited last year when my coach finally let me. And then once I did it once, I was like, I'm not going to want to stop running these. So definitely want to keep running them on the side as much as I can.
Kevin, you will be at home tomorrow in the charity stadium with 19,000 people, because it will be a full stadium tomorrow. It's one of the days you wait most before participate to the decathlon. These 3 events will be a big party, and it will be a great night.
Yeah, this is a big luck to compete in Paris in Diamond League with the triathlon. This is something I asked when I were world champion in 2017, and it never stopped since. And this is something really cool, and I'd like to include the women too for triathlon. But this is hard. But we are going to make it. And the French people, I never did a championship in France. I never wore the French T-shirt in France. So this is like my championship at home, like Talents. So I'm just here to enjoy it. For me, the big competition is the decathlon in Budapest, and the rest is more about pleasure, fun, intensity, preparation for the decathlon.
is it a way to focus on combined events and make it shine, because you work hard to make the combined events shine?
Yeah, this is a really difficult event. This is long to watch, so this is hard to bring this to the public. But once you watch one, you like it. So I try to make it the more watch possible. So I make it a mission, but I like to have a small people watching it, because you know, when you watch foot and all that coming on the social media and everything, you can feel protected compared to them, because there is less people, but the quality is there. So I like to enjoy it with good people.
Do you have a question to Kevin and Hannah? Marc.
Question classique pour Kevin. Qu'est-ce que tu attends demain dans chacun de tes trois...
Continue en anglais ou en français? Allez, on va faire chier les Anglais un peu. Demain, clairement, c'est la première compétition de l'année. J'ai fait une compétition de lancer il y a 3 semaines, mais c'était vraiment pour prendre des marques, parce que j'avais des petites douleurs au dos. Douleurs au dos vont mieux, mais assez loin en août, le décathlon. J'ai tendance vraiment à me dire maintenant que dès que j'arrive pas blessé en décathlon, j'ai des chances de médaille d'or, donc j'y vais vraiment à tâtons. Physiquement, je suis beaucoup mieux que l'année dernière, mais il faut voir ce que ça donne demain. Il y a des jours ça va, il y a des jours ça va pas. Je sais qu'en championnat, c'est plus souvent ça va, donc c'est le principal. Après, j'ai eu tendance à me dépasser à Paris, ici, sur ce stade, avec ce public. Donc, non, j'attends une petite transcendance liée au public et à l'endroit et à l'ambiance, l'atmosphère, etc.
So the question was about the shape of Kevin. Kevin will test his physique tomorrow, and yeah, it will be a short test. In general, he's better in physically in championships and world or international competition. So yeah, we will see what will happen tomorrow. But I can't wait to compete, because we will have the fans, and maybe I will give my best tomorrow with this crowd. Marc, à nouveau.
C'est toi qui as choisi les épreuves ici?
Au début, je choisissais les épreuves, et j'ai l'impression qu'ils aiment bien maintenant le poids, la longueur et les haies, ils me demandent plus. Donc, je crois que non, mais c'est des épreuves techniques qui demandent beaucoup de forme, et c'est vrai que surtout le poids et la longueur, quand je suis pas en forme, ça fait direct des perfs beaucoup moins bonnes. Donc en fonction de la période, le meeting de Paris change de période, donc c'est sûr que les perfs changent aussi. C'est des épreuves qui demandent beaucoup de marques, donc franchement, surtout les haies, en fait. Faire des haies avant le grand championnat, surtout un 110 mètres haies, où il y a 5 haies de plus que 60 mètres haies, donc c'est une épreuve un peu plus de résistance, donc ça aide beaucoup d'avoir ça demain.
So the question was if Kevin did choose the events for tomorrow. Before he has the luck to change to choose it. Sorry, but now the organization stay with the 110 meters hurdles, the long jump and the shot put, and the hurdles are a very good exercise to prepare and to prepare the resistance, and also to work technically for the future of the season. Do I have more question yet?
You're known as Miss 95. Has that been the case in Europe, or has it been more like Miss 9-12 and then 7-8?
It has been more like 9 to 12. My first week over here, I was preparing for GOTSI's, so obviously we were on a little bit of a taper. And then the week after, trying to recover, so not too much hard training. And this week we've kind of started to work back into things a little bit more and had some real training sessions per se, but no, it's nothing like I do at home, and I do miss my routine a little bit, but I'm trying not to take for granted the rest I'm getting right now.
Other question in the audience? Yep.
Hi Anna, I think if my maths are correct, 9 personal bests for the year, including indoors. I mean, can you put your finger on what has clicked this year specifically? Has something happened?
Yeah. Honestly, I think the fact that I wasn't recovering from a broken foot this fall made a very big difference. So last year, I was so thankful to be able to perform so well coming back from an injury. But this year, I got a full year of training and actually got time to put into act the technical changes that we wanted to make. And I think I'm starting to learn a little bit more about the events, and things aren't happening on accident anymore. I'm kind of aware of okay, this is what makes me jump far. So yeah, I think it's just been a little bit of a physical maturation because of the training, but also mental. I'm starting to, really grasp things better.
Do we have other question? Yeah. The microphone is coming. Yeah. Sometimes we have more traffic.
Hello, this is the question to both of you. To put it shortly, it's only a couple of years ago that a guy called Ashton Eaton sat in front of the journalists and asked them how to market athletics and especially decathlon. And he ran out of ideas how to market it and to become more famous and stuff. Is what you are doing right now, you with your 3-event competition and you with your single starts on the Golden League, is that your way to cope with the situation and try to solve it?
For me, yes. I think I love competing, so I would be doing this regardless. But I think a big plus of competing in individual events is that it does bring a little bit more eyes to when I do heptathlons, because it's almost like everyone gets to watch my progress all season. When I start in the 100 hurdles 5 different times, and the time just slowly starts coming down. And it's been kind of awesome to bring a lot of people on the journey with me, and people before Gotzi's kind of can look at my marks and see the scores coming, And I think that helps make it a little bit more exciting. And I also think multis starting in different events like the 400 hurdles and the Open 400, which we're starting to see more of even back home in America, also just helps show people, how athletically hard the combined events are, that we're able to step into other events and still be competitive, almost right away.
I think we are doing what we do because we like it, and combined events are definitely an enjoyable event. This is something hard but really pleasant, and we are not doing it for the crowd, but when you practice it, you realize how deep this is, how interesting this is, and you want to bring it to the world, and you see all the problem to do it. So I'm gonna say this is not a necessity to make it as known as football or NBA or anything, but we try our best with those events, with the little things, but I think we can shine with our results. For Ashton, it was hard, I think, because when you are in America and there is 15 gold medal in a championship, this is hard to shine. But me, when I do a medal and this is the only one, this is easier for me to bring decathlon to French. To be honest, I can't bring it to the world, but I try my best to put it into France, to inspire younger, to have a real some real young guys who will practice decathlon, and more people to practice decathlon. But it's never going to be like Ashton says, like the 100 meters, because everyone can run a 100 meters. So it's not accessible like them, but we try our best.
Yeah, two questions for just in the middle.
Kevin, tu es un athlète qui sélectionne avec précaution tes apparitions et tes courses, tes compètes. Quand tu vois Anna faire des 400 H une semaine, 2 semaines après Gotzi's, est-ce que ça te donne envie et qu'est-ce que tu en penses?
Ouais, je vais répondre en anglais, là. Ça va être plus drôle. He just asked me when I saw you competing in Gotzi's, and after a week 400 meters, and now that she's young. I think I was able to do that when I was 20, and now I just want to be able to be at my best level in great championship. And I think when you get older and older, you have the experience that make you be confident with less practice, and you have to use it to compensate the less training. And this is what I do now. I was doing a lot of competition when I was young. I did it pretty well this winter. But when the summer comes and the stress of the big championships come, and what it takes to be really prepared to this event, I just realized that doing 3-4 competition max is okay for me to be confident and not injured for the big championship. And this is my priority, because in Eugene I had like 1 month and a half of preparation or of real athletics, but in my mind that was every morning, don't be injured at the championship, injured at the championship. And when I came to Eugene with nothing, I knew I was able to do everything, and this is what I did and what I want to do again. I think with experience you can do a lot of things you weren't able to do when you were 20, but when you are 20 you can do so much competition. It's so pleasant. There is those moments are enjoyable when you are young and when you are here, because now I'm 30 and I really think I am the master of my own career, and I can make all the decisions with a lot of competition, because everything happened to me happens before, so no surprises and a lot of more confidence.
Marc.
Moi, je continue en français. 2 questions. La première, qu'est-ce que t'ont inspiré les résultats du décathlon de Godzis? Et la deuxième, que je te pose à peu près tous les ans, dans quelle discipline tu penses pouvoir t'améliorer cette année?
Alors, à Godzis, si on doit parler du général, c'est clairement Anna qui m'a impressionné le plus. C'est perf, 5e perf tout temps ou 6e perf tout temps. Je me trompe à chaque fois. Je crois que c'est 5e perf tout le temps. Ouais, voilà. Non, c'était incroyable, j'ai vibré. Moi, j'adore regarder Godzis. J'aime moins le faire. Parce que, je sais pas, 6 couloirs, je me sens toujours comprimé quand je fais Godzis, donc j'ai toujours eu du mal à le faire. Et je trouve le public incroyable et tout ça, mais j'ai toujours une petite frayeur. Chez les mecs, comment dire, je regarde beaucoup le championnat NCAA qui se passe en ce moment aussi, parce qu'il y a des résultats assez incroyables. Il y a 2 mecs à plus de 4500 à la première journée, donc ce qui se passe là-bas, et notamment Garland, c'est assez hallucinant ce qui se passe. Mais non, à Godzis, on a vu un Damian Warner un peu en deçà des années d'avant, mais bon, il a du temps pour s'entraîner, donc je prends absolument rien comme acquis par rapport à ce que j'ai vu. Et un Lepage qui monte, qui fait 63 mètres au javelot. S'il avait fait ça à Eugene, il serait passé devant moi pratiquement. Donc je sens de plus en plus de densité dans le décathlon. C'est-à-dire qu'avant, ça se gagnait à 8500 au décathlon. On se rappelle en 2012, par exemple, du Belge Van der Platsen, qui avait fait 8506, et c'était incroyable. Maintenant, regardez combien ils sont à 8500, et limite, on les regarde même plus, quoi. Donc on sent une vraie évolution en termes de performance au décathlon, et j'ai vraiment l'impression que maintenant, pour jouer une médaille d'argent, ça va plus se jouer à 8800 points qu'autre chose, avec un mec qui va faire tous ses records et qui va faire 9000. Donc pour répondre à ta question, si je me vois progresser dans des épreuves, il y en a sans douleur et avec un petit peu de préparation. Ce qui se passe en ce moment, ça devrait vite monter. Ouais. En fait, le fait est que j'ai égalé mon record aux 60 mètres cet hiver, et que c'est mon marqueur, le sprint, pour savoir où j'en suis. La course n'était pas top, donc physiquement je me suis senti vraiment très très fort. Après, l'heptathlon était ce qu'il était, mais en termes de physique pure, si je fais 6,85 au 100 mètres, c'est ce que j'ai fait en 2018 à Birmingham avant de battre le record. En termes de physique pure, je suis dans ces eaux-là. Maintenant, ça va être en termes de répétition à l'entraînement qui va faire que je serai réglé et ce que je vais réussir à sortir le jour J.
So the question was about the opinion of Kevin about got this results. He was impressed by Hannah Hall 5th all-time best performance, around 7,000 points, a bit less. But also Daniel Warner was not completely ready, and Pierce Lepage was impressive, and also in the javelin throw with 63 meters. But in general, yeah, we have a lot of performances, more than 8,500 points, and now it's like normal to do that, and we don't talk about this kind of performance, but much more. So yeah, it's very, very impressive, and we will have a very, very good championships. I also look and watch the NCAA championships with Decathlon, with a lot of athletes, with a total of 4,500 points after the first day. So it's a very, very good performance for the first day, and to progress to myself, the sprint is a good way to progress, and I can see how I am physically when I test myself on sprint. I was really good, really strong this winter in this side. So yeah, maybe it will be the same during the outdoor season. One more question. Do you have a question? I have one more from the live text for Kevin. In Italy, multi-event is not famous. The culture can be changed. Is it the only reason we have star in France and that combined events are famous?
I think for an event to be successful in a country, the only way to promote it is to do medals at the world championships and in the Olympics. So there is no guys like that in Italy for now. There isn't for long days, and I think this is the best way to sell it to a country. So yeah, when you watch Estonians, when you watch Germans, there is a big and deep way to practice decathlon because they have a story, and I think for the public to be interested in an event, they have to identify as someone, and this is more easy to identify as someone as the same nationality. And in Italy, we don't have that for now, but we can see that Italians are improving in track and field, in the sprint, in high jump. So we can hope that in next year, decathlon will be like high jump and sprint.
And maybe long jump also with Mattia Forlani, the really talented young athlete. Thank you very much. Thank you, Anna. Thank you, Kevin. Good luck for your three events. It's okay. Thank you, Kevin. You can take picture with the photographers. It's over for the live. Thank you.